Welcome to Mr. Urton's video about multiplying rational functions. I will use the problem from the first practice test. I can tell it's a rational function first of all because it's set up as a ratio or a fraction. I have a numerator over a denominator, 4x over x plus 9 times 9 over 16x. First of all, the instructions say multiply them, find each product or quotient of the rational expressions, then simplify the results as much as possible. In order to simplify, we need to reduce. I'm going to reduce before I do the multiplication. I end up multiplying by smaller numbers and smaller expressions that way. So I'll look at this, and I have a 4 over a 16. If I had that as a fraction, I would reduce that by dividing the top and the bottom by 4. So I cancel 4 on the bottom, I cancel 4 on the top, and I'm left with 1/4. I'm going to do the same thing with my rational functions. So I'm going to cross off that 16 and change it to a 4. I will also, to compensate for that, cross off the 4 on the top. So I've canceled the 4s. Cancel 4, and I've canceled the 4 out of the 16. So I have x over x. I can cancel the x over x also. If I had 5 over 4 times 5, I could cancel the 5s. I have x over 4 times x. I can cancel the x's. It's tempting at this point to cancel the 9s, but we cannot do that. If you look at the 4 and the 16, they were both multiplied by the rest of the denominator. I have 4 times x, and that's all of the denominator. Here I had 16 times x, and that was the entire denominator. I'm sorry, on the top I had 4 times x, that was the entire numerator. On the denominator here I had 16 times x. Here I have 9 plus x. 9 is added to the rest of the denominator. It is not multiplied by the rest of the denominator. So I cannot cancel these 9s. I'm left with 9 over x plus 9 multiplied by 4. Because I multiply my denominators, I'm left with 1 in this numerator. When I multiply my numerators, I have 1 times 9. So when I multiply, I end up with that. Next thing I have to do to get this in standard form, I'm going to distribute and get rid of the parentheses. On the top, there's nothing I can do. There's no like terms to combine. There's no parentheses to get rid of. I just have 9. On the bottom, I need to get rid of my parentheses. I do that by distributing. When I distribute the 4, I multiply it by the x. I get 4x. I have to distribute it to the 9 as well, though. The parentheses say, PEMDAS tells me to add this first. If I add it first and then multiply, I would actually multiply the 4 by both of these. So to get around PEMDAS, I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to multiply the 4 times both of these. I've multiplied it times x. Now I have to multiply 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is like 18 plus 18. That's 36. So I have reduced my rational functions. I have multiplied the denominators, I have multiplied the numerators, and I have distributed the 4 to get rid of the parentheses. Now, if you would, work on the second practice test. See if you can answer question 2A on the practice test.